I don't think it's working today, Chara. I'll sort it. Hello?
Hey, Richard.
Hi,
Hey,
Dad.
what's going on?
I wanted to let you know as well because of what happened with Etta earlier. Etta, can you tell him what happened, please?
Um, I woke up, um, to some text messages this morning.
Okay.
One was from Rue, that said fucking wow. And that's it. Around
What?
that same time, I had a text message from Ziggy asking if I was awake. I responded to both. Like, I said, what happened? What's wrong? Rue responded with, I think you would know very well. And I was like, what do you mean? I was like, Rue, honey, what's wrong? Um, I called her. She didn't answer. And then eventually she did call me. She was incredibly angry, speaking to me in a very terse and abrasive tone, practically spitting her words at me. Um, and I was like, just talk to me and tell me what's wrong. You know, I was worried about her. Uh and she was like, where are you? And I was like, well, I'm at home. Uh, we can talk here. And at first she wanted to meet somewhere, and I was like, we always talk at home. Just come here and we'll talk it out. So then she's like, I'll be there, and hung up. When she got to the house, she walked in, and I asked her again, what's wrong? What happened? Are you okay? And she was like, can we get in the car and go for a drive? And I was just like, why? We can talk right here. I was like, I want you to tell me what's going on. And she was like, I'd rather talk in the car. Now, at this point, the way that she was speaking to me started making me feel uneasy. And the fact that she was insisting that we leave the house wasn't sitting well with me. But, I trusted her, and I was like, okay, if that's going to make you feel better, then sure. So we get in the car, and I ask her again, what is wrong? Please just tell me already. And she starts asking me if I've been at the hospital lately. And I was like, well, I mean, I worked a shift like 3 days ago, but nothing since. And she was like, oh, really? And just the way that she spoke to me, it was just like, like I said, she was just spitting her words at me. They were so filled with like malice and vitriol. I had no idea where it was coming from. She eventually drives to that bench with the little lamp post, overlooking the cliff by the obstacle course up in Polito. And we get out and we're standing next to one another. And finally, she tells me, she's like, this is where you know, I talked to Flop after he got out of the ICU. And I was like, okay. I was like, so what happened? I was like, did something happen with him? And she was like, he really needed his family after that. I was like, the whole reason he's still alive is because of his family. What's the point? I mean, what's your point? And she was like, so why am I hearing that you're running your mouth and talking shit about him? And I was like, excuse me? Um, Apparently her reliable source, who she wouldn't tell me the name of, had told her that I said that Flop had given up on his family. And I said, I don't know who the fuck told you that, but they're a fucking liar because I have never said that about my brother. And she, God, it went so fast. Now it was just more of that, she just kept barking at me, spitting the words at me. And I had had enough. And I bit back at her and I said, okay, first of all, you're going to remember who the fuck you're talking to. And you're going to pipe down and bring it down a notch. I have done nothing but love and support you since the day you walked into my home. And for you to come at me hot like this is inexcusable. So you need to dial it back and you need to speak to me in a civil and calm tone. And she said, this is me piped down. There was some more back and forth. She was insistent that her source wouldn't lie. And I told her that what was it? Something along the lines that, after everything that I have done for her, that she would have the audacity to believe some irrelevant, no name fuck who can't keep my name out of their fucking mouth, not giving me the benefit of the doubt. And then she brought you up. And I guess the two of you have had a conversation recently that didn't go well.
You could say that, yeah.
She she said that you threatened her. because you said that if an ADMC file crosses your desk, then you hope that she's not in the club. And that she took that as a threat. And I said, Rue, I said, you know, they have all told you from the beginning that they will do their job regardless of who they're chasing. And you understood that. And she goes, yeah. I said, that was him telling you that he's going to do his job and he hopes that you aren't in the club because he doesn't want to have to come after you. So it's not a threat, it's that he cares. And she got quiet and she stormed off. She's like, I need a minute. And she started walking down to the beach. She started kicking at a boulder nearby. I got on the phone with Sean to let him know because I let him know where I was and what was happening. And then while I was on the phone with her, she pulled something out of the back of her jacket. And for a moment or two, I was actually scared that she was going to hurt me. Because it looked like for a moment, the thought actually crossed her mind. She kicked the boulder a couple more times and then put it back in her jacket pocket. She was too far away for me to see what it was exactly, but and then she continued to walk down the beach and out of sight. Left me standing in the rain by myself. And then, while I was on the phone, she texted me, call. Like I'm some kind of a dog, I guess. So I hung up with Sean and I called her. And she was a bit more calm, considering. Still not pleasant, but. And she said, apparently, I misheard what was said. I said, is that so? The person said that you said that Flop had given up on PD. I said, yeah, that I did say.
Who'd you say that to?
After thinking about it, I pretty much only said that to two people. I said it to Sean in one of our conversations at home. And I said it out loud at the hospital after I spoke to Flop when he told me that he had put in his 2 weeks notice. And Kizu was standing next to me. The one who is constantly coming to me. I have multiple text messages from her. You can confide in me. If there's anything that I can do for you, just let me know. I'm here for you.
I'm going to be honest, Richard. I am very angry with hearing everything that happened with her. Any sense of trust that was there with her from all the conversations we had about them doing their best to not hurt us with whatever they're doing flew out the window tonight because she misunderstood something. She pulled a weapon and made Etta question her safety over a misunderstanding, and I am not okay with that. The point where Etta didn't even want to go home because she didn't feel safe anymore. I am furious. I may not sound like it, but I am furious right now.
We were already considering buying another house and moving out. This just solidifies it. I can't live like this. Constantly questioning. They were so quick to just believe the worst in me.
After all of the opportunities we have tried to give them the benefit of the doubt over the last few months and try and make some form of something work, to jump to these conclusions, to have the audacity to be mulling over pulling a weapon and doing something.
The way that she demanded I get in the car and drive off to that remote location away from the house, it, with as angry as she was, it was like she was trying to intimidate me. And I think I caught her off guard whenever I bit back.
And I also wanted you to know because she did bring you up with whatever conversation and she accused you of threatening her. And if she accused you of threatening her and she did that to Etta with a misunderstanding, I wanted to make sure that you were aware of it. I'm just as worried about your safety.
Rue was at the Marshall building talking about burning it down the other day.
Oh my god, she was talking.
It's not news to me, I'll be honest.
She was talking about burning down a building the other night, too.
Yeah, and then we
I
had,
laughed it off, and I was like, honey, I was like, if you're gonna burn something, I was like, just make sure it's not an occupied building, please.
yeah, it was a bit more complicated than that. I mean, we even had someone in the back lot possibly try to start a fire too, so that was after I told her that I sometimes sleep in there. So, yeah.
Oh my god.
Listen, the ADMC, they've been poking the bear a lot. When it comes to the marshals, I've tried. The only thing we've done is have a conversation in that park on the corner. That's it. Everything else is on them. As for Bro, and that whole situation, it was Kiesel. I'm not gonna tell you how I know, but I know. I can tell you what I do know is that according to Philippa Cantor in a conversation I had last night, he's just very close with Ivy Grayson. Ivy Grayson being a member of ADMC.
Yeah, that much I know too. That's another reason why I suspect it was her. She's been very close to a lot of them.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it doesn't. There's not a lot of doubt for me after you said this. And I also had a phone call with Kizu where she was cold, like icy cold, for no reason.
Huh.
Hmm.
I was calling her up about an investigation, mind you, but she didn't know that at the start of the conversation. And yeah, so, uh,
Yeah, well, I don't know if she knows, but I was one of the doctors who, well, I was the doctor who pushed for her suspension. Uh, when
suspension.
she was suspended for a few days, like a week or two ago, because she was ignoring doctor's orders after open heart surgery and going on duty and having seizures. Um, and after a bunch of us came together, at least 3 or 4 doctors, I was like,
Mm,
no. I was like, if she can't take care of herself or won't take care of herself, then she has no business practicing medicine. And she should be suspended until she can get that through her thick skull. Um, it was said by myself and a few other the other doctors that she was being very attention seeking in her behavior. Um, and
Petulant
I
is a
can't
better word
help
I've been using
but,
in a while.
in a sense, yeah, poor pity me. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
feel bad for me. I have all this stuff happening, even though I do the majority of it to myself. Um, but if she found out from somebody that I was the one who pushed for her suspension, I could see her possibly doing this as a way to get back at me. Because, I mean, she's been texting me for, uh, even as of 3 days ago when I was last on duty. Stay safe, and if you need anything, I'm a phone call away. You have helped me, so if there is anything I can do to help, let me know. And then when I confide in her, she turns around and spins it to try and what? Earn brownie points to drive a wedge between us and our family.
hmm,
I don't, and that's what I told Rue and Ziggy both. These irrelevant, no name fucks think that they have some kind of say in what happens in our family, thinks that they have some kind of omnipotent or omniscient fucking knowledge on what we're feeling and seeing and behaving. Like, these motherfuckers don't know us. Like Balto, just to name one of the many.
fuck that guy.
Yeah, he can literally jump off a fucking cliff.
Maybe not that much. But
Okay, well, sorry, I'm upset. I He needs to go back to Colorado and take care of his family and quit worrying about ours. That's what he needs
Regardless,
to
Balta
do.
doesn't matter.
Uh,
It's not worth
I
even
know,
talking
I
about him.
digress.
yeah, as for the
But
roof
it still
situation,
stands.
I don't know. What does Ziggy say about it? Anything?
Um, he was very quiet. He heard me out though. He didn't come at me angry or accusatory at all. But then again, he also had already read my message that I had spoken to Rue and that apparently she had just misheard. But that
Yeah.
isn't to say that 19 hours ago, whenever I first got that text message, that weren't all immediately assuming the worst of me.
If that was her reaction on something she misheard, I am worried as to what her reaction would be with something she didn't mishear, if it upset her in the same manner.
I mean,
So,
I can be emotional. Y'all know that. But my knee jerk reaction when I'm upset like that isn't to pull a weapon and hurt somebody, it's to cry.
I think this is been in the cards since the Judas incident.
yeah.
She
I
showed her
wanted,
true colors.
and that's what I tried to tell you, Dad. It's I wanted so badly to try and be a good influence for her, to hope that I could love her enough
Change her.
to not even just to get her to think twice about her actions. That's all I meant to do that day.
Does Ziggy know that you about the weapon being pulled and that thing, that stuff? Do you know about that?
I can't remember if I mentioned it, but I did tell him that I was legitimately scared of her.
And flop too.
What flip was that?
No, I didn't have a very in-depth conversation with Flop. That's supposed to be tomorrow. But when I spoke to Ziggy, it was just me and Ziggy, and I don't I don't know if I told him that part. Because he kept getting phone calls, so but I did tell him that I was legitimately afraid of her. And he didn't make any attempt to say she would never hurt you or anything like that. Now that I think about it. He just kept smoking a cigarette and staring out into the water, going,
Hmm. Hmm.
at the
Yeah.
end of it, he said that he loved me and that I'm still family. But I don't know if he actually meant it. I would hope. He tried to say that he wasn't making excuses for her behavior. or how she reacted, because I didn't deserve any of it. But he did try to explain that she was coming from a place of emotion and she
And
was
that
being
emotion
protective of Flop.
could have led to something very bad.
Yeah, we know where Rue's emotions lead, don't we?
Like the rest of that group.
I just. Even now, there's a part of me that still doesn't want to give up. But I was legit scared that she was driving me out to a remote area to hurt me. For nothing. For literally nothing. Despite everything that I have done for her.
Rue has the love and dedication of her parents, her fathers. But when one of them is in a motor club that she is, and the other one seems to be on the path of crime, I fear she may be irredeemable.
I mean, I got a call that I think the day that Flop retired that he was seen with the group while they were cornering by another officer while I was on duty.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I've heard things too.
Have you talked to Flop, Dad?
He sent me a text a week after I got out of hospital. Uh, and we had a chat at Mirror Park. Me, him, and Matt. He said he's been trying to call me, but I don't think he had. This was after Maple texted me about he did say that what you said was a lie, by the way.
Oh, really?
What
Yeah.
did you say?
He stood in front of the whole of Shift 3 during the meeting and said that he was enjoying his time away from PD, spending time with his family and with Richard.
What?
And so I was questioning that, and I asked Matt about it, and then I sent that also over to Richard afterwards because Matt said that that wasn't the case. But I
I didn't
mean,
mention your name, but he said whoever said that, whoever told you that is I think he said whoever said that is a fucking liar.
hmm, that is what he said in front of everybody.
And anyway, the conversation developed. It was mainly about him leaving the PD, which neither me nor Matt care much about as long as he's happy.
Right.
And then Matt had to go,
I
and
told him the same thing.
we t- talked a bit more, and he basically admitted to he admitted to having plans on doing criminal activity, and I gave him the hard pill to swallow and said that if he wants to go down that route and be a cop that turns into a criminal, it doesn't end well. And I said I don't want him turning into another TJ Walker. Because look what happened to him. And he took that personally, and he stormed off. But I got a text from him today at the blue, saying, hey, go make sure you get a checkup. And make sure you're taking care of yourself.
How long ago was that?
The text message? Yeah.
In the last couple hours?
2 hours ago. Why?
Yeah, I may have mentioned to Ziggy that I was concerned because you hadn't gotten a checkup yet.
And so he checked in because you related to Ziggy, and Ziggy related to Block.
Yeah. Just, I don't know. We left on a bad note, and then now we're, I don't know. I was giving him, well, I've been giving everybody advice. So.
I know.
We're trying to give you that same space back. Because what we think you want.
I do miss you a lot. But I will respect your wishes.
My wishes are just for you both to be, safe and happy, so.
Well, you make me incredibly happy. So don't forget that, okay? I don't know. I don't know what to do with everything that I'm dealing with already at work and all of that nonsense. I took a couple of days off just hoping that laying low would kind of things would blow over. And then to wake up to this, like, I mean, I literally was awake for 5 minutes before I had to deal with all of this. And
Yeah.
now I can't say that I feel safe in my own home anymore. And I know it sounds so melodramatic, but I genuinely was terrified.
Hmm.
That's not a local, is it?
No,
it's
it's
not.
not. Yeah. I'll talk to Ziggy. And,
The
I don't
thing
know.
is I don't. I'm worried that they'll think I went running to you to try and turn you against them.
It's fine. You can tell them that I came to you, Richard. You don't even need to say that Etta wanted to talk to you
And
because she didn't. It was my
that's the
decision.
fucked up thing though. It's like why are they even thinking of me as the enemy? Why were they so quick to assume the worst?
When when someone surrounds themselves with people that are so full of hatred, so willing to commit such violent and heinous actions at such a small reason, it's bound to rub off on somebody. And with that group, with my experiences with that group, for as long as I've dealt with them, from 5 years ago when they were BBMC to now, they have proved time and time again how violent and aggressive and dangerous they're willing to be over the smallest of things. I do not like them in the slightest. I have never liked them, but I was content to try and not divide further. But I still do not like that group. And the extents that they're willing to go to for the smallest of incidents, the fact that we can't have a traffic stop on their block or in their area without them threatening to shoot us over it.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yes. And like you said, Richard, when good men stay quiet, bad men thrive. So if I get
That's
the
right.
opportunity to speak my mind about that group with them all there, then I will do so. If I get the opportunity to do so.
Oh, baby, please
I don't care.
don't rush into getting a target put on your back.
I'm a cop already. There's already a target on my back from that group of people. They don't give a fuck. Trust me, I've dealt with them. I've dealt with them every day the last 8 months.
Just remember, you have me waiting for you to come home safely, okay?
I know.
You're all I have now.
That's where I stand with that group. And if that's the people they choose to associate with, so be it. If that's what makes them happy, so be it.
I just don't know how we went from the loving and understanding and fun loving group that we were to this. Everything is just so tense and hostile and accusatory.
The
It's like
attitudes
I
of the
can't do
people,
anything right.
like I said, the attitudes of the people you spend a lot of time with rubs off.
Yeah, it does.
And when you spend a lot of time with a group of people who have literally murdered people,
It's
bound
like
to rub off.
Tally. Now, me and Tally were friendly.
So were
Um,
we.
and that day that I had a conversation with Pred in the park, if I wasn't a marshal, wouldn't have been a problem. But she treated me completely different because I've got a badge again.
Yeah,
That's all it takes.
exactly.
Yeah, Tally said that I don't know whether she said me specifically or the marshals go against everything that you know it goes against her way of life.
Mm.
It
Goes
threatens her
against
way of
murdering people.
life. Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
And Rue keeps talking about the tanks.
Oh, yeah?
And I called her out and I said, the only way you'll see tanks again, Rue, is if you're a treasonist or a terrorist or you try and go against the Constitution. And you're in control of that. And she can't see reason. You cannot see reason. And I said the only reason you saw him last time was because you chose to go to Sanguine.
Don't remind me.
It just feels like they're hell bent on finding a reason to hate me. I feel like I'm constantly walking on eggshells with them. And I tell them constantly, like I beg them to talk to me. To Z's always placating me, telling me that he loves me and that he'll never give up on me and he'll never leave me. But I don't.
You don't believe it.
Like, it makes me wonder. I never let anybody badmouth Flop in front of me, ever. I am always running to his defense. And I just wonder if he does the same for me. When all of his ADMC friends.
With what I heard tonight, I doubt it. I think if he ran to your defense, then Rue wouldn't have been so up in arms about everything right out of the gate like she was.
Yeah, when I talked to Ziggy, he was like, you need to talk to Flop. And I was like, honestly, if Flop were to come at me as angry as Rue did, even just a fraction of as angry, it would break my heart too much. For my own brother to just assume the worst after all these years. To believe the word of somebody he barely fucking knows over me, who has literally defended him for years.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't understand it all. I really don't. It does make a lot of sense to me.
Me neither.
I try not to think about it too hard.
I don't know how much longer I can keep trying.
I don't know how you're still trying.
It's my toxic trait.
Fair
Hold on to people far longer than I should.
I might have. I'll probably have a chat with Ziggy about it. I think
Yeah.
talking to Rue would be unproductive. So I'll talk to
Most
Ziggy.
likely. I just wanted to make sure you knew about it all, Richard. So
Yeah,
thank you
I appreciate
for
that.
hearing us out.
As far as, well, I mean, currently, the way that it stands, like I said, Rue did send me an apology text and said that she understands if I need to distance myself from her for a while. Because I straight up told her that she was scaring me.
Yeah.
And eventually, I wasn't sure how I was going to respond, so it took me a bit, but I just said, thank you, sweet pea. We'll figure it out. And I keep holding on to some kind of hope. But the more I think about it, I just don't see how. I was talking to Ziggy and I was like, there has to be give and take. People from both sides have to be willing to give a little.
We have given everything.
And it's not happening.
Yeah.
Then be worried.
And as much as I have tried to make it work, and this is how I'm.
Yeah. Oh.
There's somebody on a bike around here.
I know he's to our right somewhere, but I think we're all wrapped up here anyway. Don't want to keep you any
Just,
longer, Richard.
yeah, promise me that you'll be safe, Dad, please.
With that group across the street, I can't make promises like that.
Well, just do your best.
I'll
Don't
do my best.
don't let your guard down even for a moment, okay?
Okay.
And please get a checkup.
Yeah.
I can periodontal is the best neurologist I know. He's currently on vacation, but as soon as he comes back,
Send me a text.
Okay. If there's somebody else available, Dr. Adkins, Amber Adkins. She's from
Atkins,
Minnesota.
okay.
Yeah. She's excellent as well. Okay.
All right. Well, you two take it easy, and we'll catch up later, okay?
Yep.
Yeah. I'd like
All right.
that.
Have a good night, Richard.
I love you, Dad.
Love you, Joe.
Hello.
Hey, bro. How are you?
I'm good. What's up?
Hey, I heard something happened with Etta. And I
You
wanted to
okay?
get... No, I heard something happened between you and Etta.
Yeah, we had an argument.
Yeah? Is everything all right?
Think so. Think it is now.
Okay. Well, I spoke to Etta. You... Can I ask why you thought Etta might have did those things?
Would I be better off to not bring up if I was thinking that? Or should I just leave it and not say shit? Or...
No, but I think, I mean, just be honest with me for a second. The person who told you those things, I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and say, when Kizu told you those things, you believed her, right?
Hang on, I'll stop you right there. It was not Gizu.
Right, okay. We can play these games all day, but when Kizu told you these things, you believed her, right? That's why you were so angry.
Maybe I was angry at the possibility of someone talking behind people's backs.
No, I understand that. I can understand that. But this is my concern, bro. And this is the thing. I've tried to stay away from the family for my own reasons, and I'm very well aware, and I'm really not trying to get involved too much. But you and Etcha, she's your auntie. Like she's your dad's brother, and she cares about you a lot. And to kind of blow off the handle and get angry at her like that without letting her give her side of the story first.
And I apologize.
Bro, you scared her.
That wasn't my intention.
It might not have been. But nonetheless, she was scared.
Why?
I think it was a combination of how angry you were at her, and the way you were acting. And she said she saw you pull something out your waistband. I don't know what that is. She doesn't know what that is. But all that together culminated into fear. And I don't blame her. So I'm not calling you to scream at you or shout at you or anything of the sort. I'm calling you because you have an auntie who cares about you a lot. It's your dad's sister. And I don't think, if you're saying this wasn't your intention, then I'll believe you on that. But I don't think either of us or anybody in your family wants this happening again. Because I don't think you want to make anybody in this family scared. Am I right?
Pretty spot on.
Okay. Can I ask what you pulled out your waistband rule? Or what it was?
I don't think it's a good idea, I tell you. And that's being honest.
Okay.
Why'd you want to know?
To gather your intentions.
What, you think I was going to harm her?
I don't know. Why I was asking.
Well, I can tell you now, right now, that I would not do that.
You swear? Give me your word.
Absolutely. I give you my word. I don't know why you'd think I'd harm her.
You just told me, without saying it, that you pulled a weapon out after you got really angry at her about something she didn't say. If that was anybody else, let's be honest. If they did say that and it was somebody else, what would you have done?
Well, who are we talking about in regards to someone else?
Someone who doesn't matter.
What do you reckon? I'd probably end up like Judas.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't hurt people I care about. So,
I'm gonna try to burn down the Marshall building the other day.
really, who?
Dunno. You know anything about that?
I wish it did burn down, but fortunately not.
I remind you, I sleep in here.
Well, I'm not trying to burn it down, I can tell you that.
Well, like I said, I'm not trying to get involved too much. Just, you've got a good relationship with Etta. Don't, try and make amends. And don't scare her again, please.
Well, I'm able to make an effort for my family, so.
Thanks, Ru.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
You're asking me to, make amends. And have it not happen again.
Yeah.
Can you make that effort to make amends with people in the family as well? Oh, fuck! Oh, never mind.
You okay?
I almost fell, but I'm good.
Who do I need to make amends with there?
Everyone. Everyone feels like you're being distant.
I am. That's purposeful.
And it's hurting people.
Yeah, it
Doing more
might
harm
do.
than good. So you're fine with that?
There's alternatives that I would rather avoid.
And what are those?
I don't have issues with anybody. I'm not mad at anybody. I just don't feel like... I feel like I said this to you before. If I come back around, I'll be causing more harm than good.
How? How would you do that?
Even more so now that I'm a marshal.
So, because of your job.
It's not because of my job. But at least this way, the more distant I am, the easier it is if the day comes when you have to aim a trigger at me or Ziggy does. There'll be less chance of you guys hesitating. And I'm okay with that.
Do you believe that that is going to happen anytime soon?
No, I don't think so. I've got a lot of cases against cops at the minute. Actually, I got a case with Sean when he got shot at the county fair that I'm working on.
Wouldn't it be better to be in a position where we're able to reach out to you in regards to that kind of stuff? Because I'm currently suing an officer.
You can reach out to me anytime. There's nothing stopping you from doing that.
I just kind of assumed you didn't want people reaching out.
Listen, at the end of the day, we're still family, but, you know, well, the reason for me being distant is because I don't agree with what you do and what the club does and the opinions of that everybody held that day on the roof when we spoke about Judas. So, I'll be here if you need me. That's not gonna change.
Can I ask one more question?
Yeah.
You said you want to be more distant, so if that day came where it said Zia, I had to pull the trigger in your direction, we wouldn't hesitate. Is that also the same for you? So if you're on the end where you have to shoot one of us, you won't hesitate?
No, because I just won't turn up.
You don't have to worry about getting shot.
Yeah, maybe.
Might be just worth being more involved with the family again, seeing how that goes. You said you don't agree with the stuff I do in the club. I'm happy to. You want to hang out with everyone, I'm happy to go off and do my thing. I understand and respect your opinion with that. I don't want to be a wedge or, something that causes a breakdown between everyone.
You've just proved my point. If I was to come back, you're already trying to make exceptions for me because of things I believe in and how that differs from you and Ziggy and Who, who else? So no, if anything, that would make me the wedge.
I wouldn't say so.
I would.
Just understanding people's boundaries, right? You can still care for people and work in and bend to help them out.
I yeah. Rue, I got a question.
Hmm.
Is Flop Flop thinking about joining the club?
No.
You swear it?
I've had no conversations with him in regards to that. So yes, I can swear that.
You want him to?
Being completely honest, yeah, I would, because then I can protect him. But that's nothing I'd push. That's nothing that I keep bringing up to him. I don't bring that up at all.
Okay. I gotta get back to work, so thanks for having my call.
You good? If you can, go to the hospital. Go check up.
Yeah, maybe. Thanks, Rue. Bye.
Anything, give me a call. Bye.